Now, if you're anything like me, you like to take your vehicle off the pavement to do some camping, to do some exploring, or maybe you like to haul your ATVs and your dirt bikes to places like this. And if that's you, then you should be aware of some of the basic safety and recovery gear that you should have with you each and every trip. Now, this video is geared toward those who are beginners to off-roading, people who drive vehicles that are classified more as soft-roaders, not necessarily overlanders that are all kitted out with a lifted truck on 35s or bigger. But if you drive a stock vehicle that is either four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive and you don't have a ton of experience, then this video is going to be for you. Stick around. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jess and you are watching Sound Mind ADV. And part of having a sound mind is having some peace of mind. Now, here in the desert, if you talk to anyone who's conducted a vehicle recovery mission, they're going to tell you a lot of stories about people who come out here totally unprepared. They're getting stuck and they're driving vehicles that have really no business driving around in the snow, in the sand, or in the mud. Now, these days, there are many capable soft-roading vehicles. Vehicles such as the Subaru Crosstrek. There's others like that. Those vehicles can safely traverse rocky dirt roads, light streams, but you know, they're not really made for extreme off-road conditions such as like rock crawling like you might see on YouTube. Now, these vehicles have skid protection, they have higher traction tires, and they typically have higher ground clearance than your average vehicle. But just because you're driving a capable vehicle doesn't mean that you're guaranteed easy passage. Now, when I first started coming out to the desert, it wasn't long before I realized that I needed to leave home with more than just a wing and a prayer. The very first thing that you need to pack before you head out is your common sense. Do you have a capable vehicle for the conditions that you're going to be driving? And do you have the minimum safety and recovery gear if something goes south? So that is what this video is about. I want to caveat that I am not an expert in off-roading. I'm not an expert in recovery. Though I have a very capable vehicle, she is completely stock and used more like a soft-roader. But I have come to realize that I can't depend on the vehicle alone to get me out of a sticky situation. So let's jump right in. The first thing I want to discuss is recovery straps and ropes. This is a vital tool for vehicle recovery. Know the difference between kinetic ropes, regular tow straps, and snatch straps. The best for vehicle recovery situations are the ones that stretch like a snatch strap or a snatch rope, also called a kinetic rope. The one that I carry is the 30-foot snatch strap from Harbor Freight, which has pretty good reviews. Do your research and don't cheap out. Don't get the cheapest thing that you find on Amazon. If you're a beginner like me, you likely don't have a winch on your vehicle, so carrying these items at a minimum are important. Keep in mind, these can only be used when you have someone else to pull you out, so be wise where you're driving. Knowing your vehicle's recovery points is critical. If you have a hitch ball attached to your vehicle, don't use that as a strap attachment point. Instead, use this as a hitch recovery point when you are pulling someone else out or they're pulling you out. Recovery shackles are next. There are hard shackles and there are soft shackles. Decide which ones are best for you depending on your vehicle and your attachment points. These are the Badlands soft shackles from Harbor Freight. Now, what if you go out for the day and you come back to a dead battery? This is the jump starter I have been lugging around with me. It is also an inflator. It does work well as a jump starter, but I found that it's large, it's cumbersome and heavy, and the inflator isn't really efficient in situations when you might need to air up quickly. I was also sent this on-demand multifunction jump starter to try out, and I think this is going to be a more practical thing for me to carry as part of my kit. I did a video about the on-demand and will list the link for that below. There is also a limited time promotional discount code included with that video in the event you want to try this jump starter for yourself. In addition, you should carry some tools. Even if you aren't a vehicle mechanic, having a basic set of tools could prove useful if something goes wrong. Here's the kit that I put together if you want to use that as an example. Helpful comments on things I should add to this are encouraged. Flat tires can happen at any time, and a plug kit is a quick solution. If you want to step up your tire repair game, you could also add a sidewall repair kit. This is the plug kit that I am carrying with me. It's made by ARB. Also, make sure you have a full-size spare tire that's in good condition and you know how to get it off of your vehicle. If you ever have to remove your wheel, having a reliable jack is necessary. And since this video is geared to the beginner off-roader or soft roader, you'll likely have a stock four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicle. Your OEM vehicle jack is the one that you should be using. Don't go out and buy a high lift jack because you saw it on YouTube and thought it looked cool. It's not going to work on your stock vehicle, and they can actually be quite dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Now, after you repair or change your tire, you're going to want to have an air source. A reliable compressor such as this Morflate will help you air down your tires when you need additional traction and when you need to air back up before you get back on the tarmac. This one is a lighter duty inflator and deflator, but it's going to get the job done. Morflate has a more heavy duty compressor that will air up or down all 4 tires at once with the right hose kit. This one is capable of airing up or down 2 tires at once. Right now I just have the single hose kit, but I may purchase the dual tire hose kit in the future. So what if you get stuck in the mud or sand? Traction boards can be a lifesaver when self-rescuing. Now these that I have are considered budget boards. They're made by Bunker Industries. Do your research on what boards you buy. If you can fork out the cash for some Mack tracks, by all means do so. If you want something more affordable, watch and read some reviews before you make your purchase, because some of them are just not going to hack it. Also, never underestimate a shovel. It's a simple but powerful tool that can get you unstuck in a bad situation. Also, carry a well-stocked first aid kit. This is crucial. This one is a basic one from Surviveware, but I've added some things to it like some burn gel and a trauma kit with 2 different kinds of tourniquets. Have an understanding of how to use those items in your kit, and better yet, take a first aid class. Now, in remote areas where there's no cell phone service, having a way to communicate is imperative. Something like this Garmin InReach. This is going to allow you to let someone know where you're at and if you need help. If you need off-road recovery or emergency services, this device literally could be a lifesaver. Now, finally, we come back to the very first thing that I mentioned was pack your common sense. Besides having a vehicle made to traverse off-road conditions, you want to make sure you know where you're going and plan ahead and know your route. Have your maps downloaded ahead of time. Use an app such as Gaia or Onyx Off-Road if you're really going to be far out there. If you can't recover yourself, be prepared to spend the night or spend many hours in the hot weather as you wait for help. Emergency blankets and plenty of water could save your life. I also recommend having some way to power your devices by bringing a battery bank such as a Jackery or an Anchor device, and do your research on everything. You can learn so much from watching YouTube and doing a bit of reading on the internet. Also, read your vehicle manual. That's important too. So that's a wrap on beginner off-road safety and recovery. Remember, preparation and knowledge, they're going to be your best friends in all your off-road adventures. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it, maybe even subscribe. Stay safe out there, everybody. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.